Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the LA Rams 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. We are halfway through. We've done 5 episodes. We've got the next batch of 5 episodes coming up. It is year number 6. Now, last episode did not go the way that I wanted it to go in terms of how we finished, but I feel like this team is only going to get better. We're running out of time to win as many Super Bowls as possible, but I think now in Season 6, we've got the best team we've ever had, and I think we now have the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. So let's not waste any more time. Let's start getting simulating. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get Season 6 underway. We will start Season 6 by setting our season goals. I think it is fair to say we should be able to make the playoffs with the team that we've put together. I think that's very reasonable. If we go and take a look at the team that we've put together, there are obviously still some more holes that we need to work out on. I'd say maybe need another wide receiver to go alongside Cooper Kupp and Devin Gardner. The tight end room looks good. The offensive line could be better, but for right now, it's pretty solid. On defense, I think defense, we just need depth. We need depth on the defensive line. We need a better middle linebacker, but we're waiting on Brandon Knight because he's got Superstar X Factor. We took a look at that. We drafted 2 generational corners. Well, I think at least one is a generational corner. One might not be. We're waiting on Brandon Knight to develop. He might even get the start over Chris. You know what? I'm going to make him the starter over Chris Barnes just because we know he has Superstar X Factor, so we might as well get him as much playtime as possible. We need some more depth, basically, is all we need. Other than that, we could upgrade on a pass rusher and then bring Daron Payne back into to the defensive line. There's just some few little tweaks that we need to go from here and there, but for the most part, this team is ready to go. It's year number, what? Year number 3? Year number 4 for Malcolm Ogletree? I think it's year number 3 for him. I guess I could take a look. What year is he in? I think this is year number 3. This is year number 4 for Ogletree. Okay. He looks really good. I mean, he's got great numbers. His deep accuracy is finally over an 80, finally into the 80s and 85. If we can boost that up a little bit more, along with his awareness, he's going to be a stud. So we need to make the playoffs. We've made the playoffs one time in this series, and we lost to the Vikings. So in the divisional. That was a couple of seasons ago. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Let's simulate to the halfway point of the season, see where this team is at, kind of get a feel for what's going on, and maybe see if we need to make some trades. I don't know. I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Okay, we made it to week number 8, the midseason mark, and we're having a really good year. We are 5-2. Unfortunately, it just happens to be the same year where the Seahawks are having just as good of a year. They're also 5-2. So we're kind of battling with them for right now. But I think we're doing a very good job. I'm liking where the team is at. We don't really necessarily have to make any moves. Everybody's playing up because we're winning so many games. Devin Gardner is playing up to an 88. I mean, Ogletree, if we can get Ogletree to an X Factor, I would really, really like that. I think that'd be awesome. And it looks like they switched Brandon Knight to be a backup. I don't really want that. I want him to be the starter. And we found out, there it is, Darren Davis has superstar development. I already knew that because I took a look at it last episode. You guys didn't see it. But Darren Davis does have superstar, so we drafted at least one superstar development corner. We don't know what the other guy's development trait is yet. I do, but we don't. You guys don't know what it is yet. He'll have to play a little bit more. The mock draft, what are our draft picks looking like? Do we have multiple? I think we have multiple. I usually try to get multiple every year. We have 16 currently, and we have 22 currently, and we have 27. That's right, we have 3 first-round picks. I forgot about that. So we have some decent first-round picks. I have no idea if there's any good prospects in this class. Josh Phillips looks like a decent quarterback, but we're not really in the market for a quarterback anymore. Clifton Lindholm doesn't really have the speed I'm looking for, but he's got decent skills. He could be an interesting one. We'll keep an eye on him. Obviously, we could upgrade at tackle if we need to. Sheldon Roberson, maybe. There's not really like an amazing talent in this class. This might be one of those mid-draft classes. I mean, we did just get 2, potentially maybe even 3 generational players in that draft class last season, so maybe it's kind of taken a step back. I don't know. There's always good tackles in every draft class, so that's not really a shock. What about this guy? Cole Anderson. He doesn't have the speed. I'm looking for speed. Speed kills, baby. Al Owens, another solid corner, but we don't really need any more corners. We're pretty solid on corners. What about Wayne Holiday? Yeah, decent athlete. He could be something, I guess. He probably has star development. Byron Shepard. Does Byron Shepard have anything good? He's not that great of an athlete, but he's a good physical guy. Mike Adams, former safety, reincarnated, not the greatest athlete. I don't know. This draft class might not be the draft class for us to really go crazy on. Last draft class, we went crazy. I think maybe we should take a step back for this one. Wade Adams could be a very interesting tight end, although we don't really need a tight end. I don't know. This guy, Jimmy Baker, we know a little bit about him. He's an okay athlete. He can't run block, but he can pass block. I'll keep him on the list just in case. I don't want to forget about anybody. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anybody that's crazy good. So maybe we use this draft class to trade down, accumulate more picks for the next coming seasons, because we're always going to need draft picks. But I think it's time to simulate to the next point of the season, which is the playoffs. I'm banking on the fact that we are a part of them. Let's go find out. Okay, we made it to the end of the season. We are in the playoffs, just the wild card. We did win the division for the second time in the series, so that's cool. Only at 10-7. This is a pretty decent division this year, and it looks like it's a pretty good NFC, so we're going to have to struggle, I would assume, to make it to the Super Bowl. But we do make it back to the playoffs, which is big. We do have one last hurrah for a veteran. I'm hoping this is not Cooper Kupp. Let's find out. Please don't be Cooper Kupp. We're not ready to get a new wide receiver just yet. Coach, I wasn't going to say anything, but it feels like it might be it for Cooper Kupp. No! I was hoping that this would not be for Cooper Kupp yet. I'm not ready to replace Cooper. I don't have any backup options. We have Devin Gardner, but that's about it. So now we're going to have to work on new receivers. Okay. Let's take a look at the stats for the season. Remember, we did change playbooks to Tampa's playbook, so that's why Malcolm Ogletree had a great season. 5,400 yards, 45 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. That's what happens when you change playbooks. How did he jump up from his stats? He went from 3,900 to 5,400. That's crazy. And his touchdowns went up a lot too. He had a down year last year. His other seasons were pretty good. So he had a great year. Najee gets over 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson both got over 1,000 yards. Not even Devin Gardner. Okay, very interesting. The slot receiver must get a lot of targets in this playbook. 16 touchdowns for Cooper Kupp, 9 for Jefferson, 10 for Gardner, 4 for Hawkins. Defensively, we had how many tackles? We had Logan Wilson with 98, Kenny Moore with 93, Jordan Fuller with 83, 15 tackles for loss for Derek Brown. Jalen Phillips had 12. He's been dominating the sack game, that's for sure. Carl Lawson 7.5. Interception leader Terrell Burgess had 3. Jordan Fuller had 1. No interceptions for our rookies. Our two top 5 corners. Very interesting. Bobby Knight got 1. That's cool. Good for him. Cody Bruce, 14 for 18, kicked a 58-yarder. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting stats. I'm glad to see that the offense is actually taking a step up with the change of playbook. But it's now time to find out what the development traits are for everybody, at least so that you guys can see them. Peck we don't know his yet because he hasn't played. Defensively, there it is. Gregory Barkley is a superstar X Factor. We already knew Bobby Knight was an X Factor. But Gregory Barkley, I drafted a superstar corner and a superstar X Factor corner. I'm pretty sure Gregory Barkley is generational. I'm pretty sure he is. So we drafted a generational corner plus a almost generational corner. But this is the last playoff run for one of the greatest of modern history, Cooper Kupp. Can we get him that ever so elusive second championship? We've got the team to do it. At least I think on paper we do. Let's jump into this game against the Packers. and see how we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Playoff football is back in SoFi, and I'm hoping that we can win this game. We are up 7-0 on the Packers. They tie it back at 7. Come on, Ogletree. We need some big touchdowns. There it is, 14-7. Do this for Cooper. Do it for the Kipper. 14-7. Come on, boys. 14-10. Come on, guys. 14-10. 14-13. Hold on, score one more time. There it is, 21-14. Can we win our first playoff game of the series? I hope so. It's 21-19. We win. They score at the end of the game, but we hold on for the W. We are moving on to the divisional round of the playoffs. Thank you very much, Malcolm Ogletree. Your first playoff win of your career. I told you, I knew we had the team to win some playoff games. I knew we did. And everybody gets some big-time upgrades. Good for them. It's always nice to have big upgrades. All right, let's move on to... Ooh, Cooper Kupp has one last hurrah thing. So we might as well see it. Maybe we get some free XP or something. 2 more wins and we're in the Super Bowl. I'm ready for it, Ogletree. The potential retirement of Cooper Kupp continues to invigorate teammates. Plus 10 morale for all players. Okay, that's good. Morale is awesome. Morale is awesome. But we go to the divisional. I don't know who we're taking on. Come on, boys. We're taking on Philly. All right, let's get it. Here we go. It is time to take on the Eagles. We're down 3-0 early. We score a big touchdown. That's awesome. Hold the defense. No, 14-10. Okay. We're okay right now. Hold on. 17-14. Come on, Ogletree. Lead the offense. There it is. A big touchdown. 21-17. We're into halftime. We're in second half. 28-17. Score again. 35-17. Could we be headed to our first NFC Championship of the series? It only took us 6 years. A field goal, 38-17. We're going to win this game. We're going to go to the NFC title game. We are going to go to the NFC Championship. Cooper Kupp, and that morale is helping us. 5 touchdowns for Malcolm Ogletree. He's having a fantastic playoffs. That's number 8 in the entirety of the playoffs so far in 2 games. Malcolm Ogletree is the real deal. He is ready to go. Gregory Barkley, our X-Factor corner, gets an upgrade, and we are headed to the NFC title game. One last hurrah still continues. We are keeping Cooper Kupp's dreams alive of winning another Super Bowl. One more win, coach. One more win. Give us that 10 morale. There it is, plus 10 morale. Who are we taking on in the NFC title game? I don't know. I'm hoping that it's an easy one. Give us an easy game. It is going to be the 10-7 Cowboys. That's actually not too bad. Okay. It's in SoFi, 3 straight home games. NFC title game for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Let's get it. We are clearly the better team here, so we have to act like it on the field. We're down 7-0 in the first quarter. We miss a field goal, it looked like. Come on, boys. Down 14-0. Missed another field goal. I don't know what we're doing here. We're stalling. 17-0. Come on, team. Let's get it. Can we score? Put up some points? We miss another field goal? What's going on here? Hold on. We're jumping in. We're jumping in. We're down 17-0 in the NFC Championship against the Cowboys. We are the better team. Let's not squander this moment. We only get one shot, one opportunity, and I did not pass the ball. I pressed square. Micah Parsons gets to me. I'm going to call that next time out. I don't know what happened there. We don't get another, and they scored again at halftime. I don't know what's going on. Let's jump in and try to get some points. We've got to. We're down 3 scores. We've got to put some points on the board here. It's got to happen. That's a quick throw. That's an interception. What was that release from Malcolm Ogletree? Well, we're not going to win this game. We're going to lose in the NFC title game. But what was that release? Hold on. No. I need to see a replay of this. I went quick to Devin Gardner, but he like does a weird movement and the ball is supposed to go inside. At least that's where I wanted it to go. It doesn't go inside. Cooper Kupp might have been open deep in the end zone now that I look at it. But by the time I threw it, Cooper wasn't open. So I don't know. But what is this release from Ogletree here? Wow, that's a weird looking release. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a release like that. Oh, that's stupid. That is not fun. The fact that we're probably going to be out of the chances for the Super Bowl now because I screwed it up. I threw an interception. Not good, not good, not good at all. We're down 27-0. We're getting blown out at home. We finally score a touchdown, but it doesn't really matter. It's too late at this point, and we lose. 27-7. In the NFC Championship game, we get blown out by the Cowboys. We were clearly the better team. I don't know what happened there. We just couldn't score. We kept getting close, but always having to settle for field goals, and we missed those field goals. We didn't even get the field goals that we settled for. So, unfortunately, we did not get Cooper Kupp that one last championship. Cooper, you were one game away from the Super Bowl. It's tough. It is tough. He's not ready to make the decision. He's pondering his future, so maybe he has a chance of coming back? I don't know. That'd be awesome if he did. I hope that he'd come back. Do I find out if he comes back? I have no idea. It's Cowboys and Titans in the Super Bowl. I'm going to pick the Titans to win the Super Bowl just because I'm angry that we lost to the Cowboys. I don't think they're that good of a team. So I'm what, 5-1 in picks? Or 4-1 in picks. I think I'm 4-1 in picks. And I'm right again. Tennessee wins the Super Bowl against the Cowboys. That makes me happy. At least we didn't lose to the Cowboys, who then went on to go to the Super Bowl. So the season recap: Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the Titans, and he won the Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence wins MVP on the Bucks. Josh McDaniels, still coaching the Raiders, wins the Coach of the Year. Stephon Diggs and Micah Parsons are Player of the Year. And Johnny Maine, we took a look at him actually, and Charles Nash. Those are your offense and defensive rookies of the year. So we don't win defensive rookie of the year because our rookies didn't really play that great. At least our corners didn't. Bobby Knight, I guess, had a chance, but he didn't win it. And now we move into an offseason that is kind of depressing because we might be losing Cooper Kupp, and we lost in the NFC title game when we clearly should have won it. So let's find out. Cooper Kupp's not on the top, but here we go. He does retire. Cooper Kupp is gone, and now we're going to have to get another wide receiver. Alvin Kamara retires as well. Ryan Ramczyk, Ronnie Stanley. We also lost Johnny Hecker, so now we're going to have to get another punter too. Aaron Jones, Shaq Mason, Grady Jarrett, Zach Martin. Some big Hall of Famers. Michael Thomas, Cameron Johnson, former Buckeye. Ezekiel Elliott, former Buckeye. A lot of Hall of Fame talent. Odell Beckham. Does Odell Beckham Jr. make the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Keenan Allen. Carson Wentz. Jadeveon Clowney, Derek Carr, Zach Ertz. Another big Hall of Fame class. At least you would expect. Another big Hall of Fame class. Players ready to negotiate. Who do we need to sign? We have money. Is there anybody that needs to be re-signed? We need to bring back Malcolm Ogletree, who's now up to Superstar Act Factor. I just saw that. And Devin Gardner is down to star. I'm going to move that back up. He doesn't deserve to be down to star. So we're going to have to spend most of our cap space on Malcolm Ogletree because we're going to bring him back. He does not want to be here, but I don't really care. You're going to come back. He enjoyed. Wow. We have to franchise tag him now. That sucks. I thought we'd just be able to pay him. We have to bring back Devin Gardner because we don't have another receiver. He would like to play for a new team next year. Why is everybody being so stingy? Why is everybody being so stingy? And now I can't re-sign him. Or now I can't tag him. Oh my God, Cal Knox doesn't want to come back. What about Ricardo Ridley? I'm giving them player-friendly contracts. Okay, I thought that said something different. I was about to flip out. So we got one guy back out of all the guys that I was trying to bring back. Van Jefferson. I'll bring him back on a 2-year deal just because we need wide receivers now. Who else? Adam Duff. I guess we don't really need to bring Adam Duff back because we have that other guard who has a development trait, so he's probably a little bit better. Sky Moore, he's happy to come back. I can't believe it. We had to tag freaking Malcolm Ogletree, man. That sucks. I was hoping we just get by with just paying him. He just want to come back, but I guess he doesn't. I guess I could trade. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Those guys did not want to come back. It's unbelievable. We're going to have to trade Devin Gardner because I'd rather get something of value for him rather than letting him just walk. So what can we trade him for? Preferably a #1 receiver who is under contract for a few seasons. That's going to be pretty difficult to find. And I'd prefer somebody who's not super expensive either. I know I'm asking for a lot, but Jalen Waddle, he's too expensive probably. Both their receivers are too expensive. Drake London could be interesting. Brandon Ayuk, he never resigns. Garrett Wilson and Jamison Williams. We talked about both of these guys, I think. What is Garrett Wilson's contract looking like? He's only star? I feel like he should be higher at this point. His contract, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's making a pretty good amount of money. What about Jamison Williams? What about him? What's his contract looking like? He's only got next year, so I don't want to trade for him. Chris Olave's a little bit too expensive. James Laws, Juju, Jacoby Myers, Josh Beltran, Amon St. Brown. Making way too much money. Look at this receiving core. That's crazy. Pickens, Burks, Pierman, Jettas. Receivers are making so much money now. It's crazy. I guess we could maybe get by with going for Garrett Wilson for 2 seasons if they even want to do this deal. I mean, I have a bunch of draft picks, so I could throw some draft picks in there. Garrett Wilson's going to be too hard. If it's still in the red with Gardner in a third, he's going to be way too hard to get. What's Elijah Moore's contract looking like? He is still also star. He's only got a year left, so we can't go for him. Is there any receiver that has a decent contract that's a good, like, #1 receiver? What's Drake London's contract looking like? He's also star. Why is nobody, like, superstar or anything? He's got 1 year left. I can't do it. It'd be a waste. It would be a waste to trade for somebody like that. Even though they are talented, it'd be a waste. Jahan Dotson, what's he looking like? He's got a year left. It's going to be a receiver-heavy class if they don't re-sign. Michael Pittman's 30. Kadarius Toney. Calvin Ridley's old. Rondale Moore. I mean, no, I don't really want Rondale Moore. But I got to get something for him. He's got 1 year left on it. Everybody's got 1 year left. I don't want to re-sign anybody. I want to have at least a little bit of control of who I'm getting. What's T. Higgins got? T. Higgins has got to have a decent contract. He's got 4 years left. Can we get T. Higgins to be a #1 receiver? It's in the red. Would it take a first-round pick to get T. Higgins? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't think we're going to be getting a #1. It's just not going to happen. The wide receivers are way too valued right now. The market is crazy. Who's this guy? Mitch? He's only got star. Deontay Hardy. Mac Franks. He's got star. If there's a receiver with like superstar, that'd be awesome. But I don't think there's gonna be. What about Kendall Ware? He's got star. Mario Charles has normal. Drew Simpson, normal. Kerry Thompson, star. Everybody's got freaking star, man. What's going on here? What is the best course of action here? How about, what's Mitch Davis's contract? He's 27, so maybe we should avoid him. He did get re-signed. I should probably avoid him because he's 27. Nick White's 26. Mac Franks is 26. How about we go for Mac Franks, and also you give me, who's this guy? Glenn Faulkner? We don't really need another corner, I don't think. We could use an outside or inside linebacker. Chris Palumbo. How about you give me him, and you give me, they don't have any edge rushers. Pat Bates, Joe Hartman. What about Pat Bates? Give me these 3 guys for Devin Gardner. We'll call it a day. Almost. Almost. How about a 3rd-round pick? Almost. I could raise the 3rd round pick to pick 74, I guess. Is that going to really change much? Almost. I've been saying almost a lot. Let's see. Give him a 7. See if the 7 does the job. Not really. I got a 6. I can give you a 6. This would be a lot of depth. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. That 6 doesn't move it across. The 5 does. So Devin Gardner, a 3 and a 5 for depth, basically. A backup middle linebacker, a right guard, and a receiver. Our receiving room is now tragically bad, shockingly bad. But that does free up some more offensive line space because now we have Corey Rich, and Bates is going to take over for him. Duff is also under needs a new contract, and I don't want to pay him. So we might be able to get something else for him. We need edge rusher. We certainly need an edge rusher. So we need to look and see who's got like a really good pass rusher. John Hills, he's only star. Tevin Neighbors, he's normal. Blake Thurman. Come on, guys. There's got to be somebody here that's good. Antoine Harrison's normal. Drake Jackson, he's got the skull cap on. That's awesome. Cameron Thomas. There's Max Seawright. I remember him. I remember Max Seawright. We could pull this off. We could pull this off if we give them Floyd Merriweather because he's expiring too. We're not going to bring him back. And then if we go to our draft picks and we throw in a 3rd rounder, what do they say to that? They say almost. They say we're thinking about it. What about 93? It's getting there. What about a 2nd round pick next season? We don't have a 1st round pick next year. Trade offer accepted. So we bring in Max Seawright for two players that were expiring. That's awesome. I don't even know if his contract is up. What's his contract look like? Probably should have looked at that before we traded for him, but he's a pretty good player. Of course. We're going to have to re-sign him. Okay. I can work with that, though. I can work with that. I am going to move Deron Payne back to D-tackle. And we need to sign a right end or something. We need to sign a right end. Okay, let's figure this out. So now we have a lot of depth at linebacker. Channing Tindall is needs a new contract, so we're going to trade him away. We need to get a left outside linebacker. So let's trade these 2 guys for a left outside linebacker, and then we'll go into free agency and see what happens. Josh Allen, Chad Greer. Is Chad Greer under contract? He's got star development. Channing Peck, Daniel Hardy, Calvin Greer. What's with everybody having star? Where's all the good players at? Calvin Greer could be interesting. What's his number or his stats look like? He's not that great. There is better options available, I think. Jonathan Gabriel, normal. TJ Watt, but he's old. Jeremiah Sutphin. I remember Jeremiah Sutphin from one of the drafts. Dakota Leak. There's a leak in the boat. He's not that good. Upshaw, Allen Edison. Ladarius Upshaw. I remember Ladarius Upshaw. Allen Edison. I don't remember you. Rashad Cleveland. I remember Rashad Cleveland. He could be pretty interesting. What's his numbers look like? 80 tackle, 83 speed, 88 excel. He's only a 78. Maybe. Who's this guy? Ben Covington, Superstar X Factor. How do I get you on the squad? How do I get you on the squad, Ben Covington? I don't even remember you. I have pick 30. I'll trade you a 1st round pick for him. Trade offer accepted. So now we fixed our left outside linebacker spot. At least we could use some depth. I don't think there's anybody else that we need to negotiate. I traded everybody that I wanted to trade for. We're going to have to re-sign Ben Covington. We're going to have to re-sign Max Seawright and Pat Bates. Yikes, I should have looked. I should have looked. That's okay. It's okay. We still have money, a little bit of money. We need to go into free agency, sign a receiver, and then maybe save the rest. Okay, so Rondale Moore is in free agency. So is Elijah Moore. Rondale wants to be here, and I want him to be here. So let's sign him to a contract, targeted. We're the winning team. I'm going to save the rest of my money only because we don't have a lot of money to spend. Although I do need to sign a punter. So we need to go in here and take Jake Camarda. Sure. You can come here for a 2-year deal just because we need a punter. And we will go to targeted. We will go to the top 100. We will move it. And did we get them both? We got Rondale Moore and Jake Camarda. So we got our new punter. And we got a number 1 receiver. We don't have any money left, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to go into the draft with 2 draft picks because we traded 1 for that linebacker. I guess we could maybe trade up, but I don't really think there's a guy in this draft class that we need to trade up for. Mock draft number 4. I don't even know what our picks are at. I mean, I do know that one of them's like 29 or something. 23 and 29. I just don't think there's a guy in this class that's crazy good. The quarterback looks like one of the best players in the class, but there's not really this draft class is kind of mid, so I don't think we have to worry too much about it. I don't think we're going to be missing out on too much. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't even know. Do we take people just for depth purposes? 5th-year option for who? For Ben Covington. Okay, I want to pick up his 5th-year option, yeah. He factors into the long-term plans. We're going to pick up his 5th-year option. So we don't have to pay him, at least for 1 more season, so that's good. We are going to pay Malcolm Ogletree, though, so don't forget that. Who else? Jerry Hawkins. Yeah, I want to pick up Jerry Hawkins as his 5th-year option. I want to keep him around. I don't want to pay him next year. We got to try to limit the amount of players that we have to pay in 1 season. Especially because we have to pay our quarterback. And he's now up to Superstar X Factor, so he's going to want a ton of money. He is going to want a ton of money. Okay, scouting the private workouts. Who do I want to give this to? Favorites. I don't have many people on my favorites. I'll give 1 to Jimmy Baker. Just because. Maybe we just take offensive linemen in this class. Let me go to like centers or something, or left tackles. There's a couple good left tackles. Not really that many guards. Colby James could be good. So could Emmett Lafferty. You know what? Let's just give it to these 2 guys. So, did it save my guy on him? It did save it on him. Okay. So let's go to the centers and give it to Colby James and Emmett Lafferty, and see how those guys turn out to be. I don't know. I don't know how good they're going to be, but we'll find out. Let's simulate to the draft now, which is just a week away. I think those guys were all 1 to 2 talents, around 1 to 2 talents. So if we wanted them, we might have to trade up. Let's take a quick look at where they are, because I don't remember. I put them on the favorites board. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't have the opportunity to. So let's go to all regions, go to the centers, and then put them on the favorites board, and then we'll take a look at them from there. So let's go there to the favorites board, to all. Okay, so we got Baker. We know 50% of him. We know 90% on these 2 centers. He's 1 to 2 talent, Colby James. We could move one of them to guard. He looks pretty good. And Emmett Lafferty's a 3 to 4. And Emmett looks maybe even better. Maybe not. He looks a little bit. He looks pretty good. I think this draft class, we're just going to take offensive linemen. That might be the best option available. But 2 of them are round 1 to 2 talents. What's the mock draft saying that they're going to go? Mock draft number 5 has... When's the first guy going that we have an eye on? 25 for Colby James. And I don't even see the other guy, so that's good. So we have pick 23. So as long as it follows the mock draft, we shouldn't have to worry about even trading up. We should be able to take our guys. Although, you know I like to move around in the draft. Maybe we trade back and get more picks, because I don't even have a first-round pick for next season. I don't remember what happened to it, but we don't have one. Let's just keep an eye on the board and make sure that nobody goes premature. Cole Anderson, Elijah Lewis. Everything seems to be following the mock draft as it usually does. Sheldon Roberson. All right, we're getting close to our pick. James Higgins, Quincy McFadden, and Alex Gibson. Okay, so here's our pick. The center and the guard are probably coming up. Although the center is still down here, or the guard is still, they're both down here. We might be able to trade back and still come out with both of them, as long as we don't trade back too far. Is anybody willing to give me 2 first-round picks? Probably not at this point. You usually don't get 2 first-round picks this late into the draft. That's a good offer. A round 1 next year, a second and a fourth this year. I don't think nobody's going to be offering me 2 first-round picks. So maybe if I want to make my own trade, let's see. Let's talk to the Colts. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Let's go talk to the Colts about their potential first-round picks. So let's see. They have pick 25 this year and pick 10 next year. That's kind of valuable. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this, but I'll trade you pick 23. They don't like it. I can give you a player, I guess. I don't really want to give you a player. I can give you... I have a couple D tackles that I'm not going to need because we're going to move the one dude back. So I can give you Lincoln. They don't really like that. Well, they like it a little bit. I don't like it a lot. There's Covington. We've got some good outside linebackers. I could give them Logan Wilson. Do we really need Logan Wilson? It still doesn't get it done. Maybe the Colts are a little bit too valuable because their pick next year is so good. So who else was around? I think the Ravens were around this pick. The Eagles were at pick 27 and pick 15. That's a little bit less value. They kind of like it. What about if I throw in Logan Wilson now? That also frees up a ton of cap space. I hope I'm not moving back too far is the only question. Trade declined. That's probably going to get declined too. I guess I could throw the D tackle in there now. Let's just make sure he's not that great. He's only normal development. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. How does that not go through? I thought that for sure would go through. They need a D tackle. It's not like they don't need a D tackle. I guess I can give you a second round pick. So it takes a first from this year and a second from this year and Logan Wilson to move back to 27 and get a first round pick from next year. I hope that wasn't too far though. Sheldon Graham, Mike Adams. Here goes Colby James. So we lost out on one of the centers. We can still get the guard, and we can get the other center, who wasn't as good. That kind of sucks that we didn't get Colby. But we got Jimmy Baker. And now we're right back here. But our other center is not valued until the 3rd or 4th round, so we can wait a little bit on him. And the tight end hasn't even gone yet either. Wayne Adams. But I don't need to get another tight end. He looks okay, but we don't need another tight end. And Emmett Lafferty is not projected till the 3rd or 4th round, so I could just trade this pick back, get even more stuff back, and maybe next year bank on the fact that there's another, there's a good generational player, hopefully. The Vikings have a good offer. I like the Vikings offer. The Raiders have a pretty decent offer. I think I'm gonna take the Raiders offer. I know I'm getting a 4th rounder this year, but a 1st and a 3rd next year plus a 4th this year. I think I'm gonna take that deal. So now we have 2 first-round picks next year instead of only having 1, and hopefully our guy is there at 23. He should be. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be. Emmett Lafferty's here. We might as well just take him now. He is a hidden development center. Building that offensive lineup. Building that offensive lineup. And now we go to this pick. Is there anybody worth picking here? We could always use the depth. Especially now that we traded Logan Wilson. Daniel Costa. Is he fast? He's got elite acceleration. He intrigues me a little bit, but I don't want to waste a pick on him. He's only got F power moves. What about Micah Cohen? I mean, A zone coverage is pretty good. I'll take Micah Cohen and trade the other pick. He's only normal development. Yeah, I figured he would be. I figured he'd only be normal, but maybe he turns out to be something. I don't know. Let's trade this pick away. We could always use the linebacker depth. I'm never going to turn down linebacker depth. And we can get a 3rd round pick from a few different teams. Anybody offered me anything really spicy? It doesn't look like it. No, nothing crazy. We'll just take the 3rd rounder from the Bucks. Just take the 3rd rounder from the Bucks. Now our next pick is in the 4th round, and I think we're just going to move on from here and just trade all these. I have 3 straight 4th round picks. I didn't realize I had that many picks. You know what I might do? I might try and trade that other tight end, or that other D tackle, the one that we were trying to trade earlier. I might try and trade him along with some of those picks, because I'm going to move Daron Payne back to D tackle. So let's trade Stephon Lincoln with a couple of these 4th rounders, and we might be able to get something pretty good. Everybody needs a D tackle. We might be able to get a decent pick, maybe back a 1st round pick. Probably not. Pick 28 in the first round next year. That's actually pretty close. What about if I trade you a 3rd round pick? I think we can get another 1st round pick. There it is. Stephon Lincoln, a 3rd and a 4th, gets us another 1st round pick. Can I trade this amalgamation of picks? Look that word up in the dictionary. For a 2nd next year? Because I'm missing a 2nd next year. No, probably not. What about a 3rd next year? No, I guess I could take a 4th. Trade offer accepted. Okay, so we made some moves. We drafted a few offensive linemen that could help us. How good are they going to be? I don't know. But we did end up with 3 1st round picks for next year after not having any this year. We had to trade up to get those. Who retired? Who's the new retirement? Tyreek Hill calls it a career. It's a good thing I didn't trade for him. And Gerald Everett. I almost traded for Tyreek Hill, but he was too much money. Draft recap. That would have been a big waste. A 75, a 71, and a 62. So I figured Cohen wasn't going to be anything great. But he's pretty fast. But these 2 guards are going to, or these 2 centers, offensive linemen, these 2 offensive linemen are going to be pretty good, I hope. And yeah, this draft class was mid. This draft class is very mid. High is the 77. I'm not missing out on much. And where is even that center that we wanted to take? He got taken. Oh, here he is. Colby James. He's a 74. So I guess we got the better one. I don't know. I don't feel like that's that bad of a draft class. I feel like we made it all work. It could have gone worse, obviously. Could have gone better. But I think with what we were given, we did a good job. Now, next episode is going to be massive because we got to re-sign a lot of players. Receiving core looks a little rough. Offensive line doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look that bad at all. I'm going to switch Rocky Meadows with Trey McBride. The offense looks okay. Like, it doesn't look bad. I'm going to change Malcolm Ogletree's ability from Truz to hopefully, like, Bazooka? I guess for me, it would probably make sense to have Gambit if we're jumping in and playing. But for simulation, I don't know if anything matters, and if it matters that much in simulation, what he has. But maybe give him Blitz Radar. Give him dots. We'll give him dots. And then we'll give him Hot Route Master for sure. We'll give him Protected. We'll give him Pocket Deadeye. We'll give him, what else should we give him? Quick Draw for sure. And maybe Gunslinger, Fearless. Let's give him Fearless as well. And I want to go in here and change his, before we end the episode, I want to go in here and change his release because I did not like his release that he had. So let's go to Styles. I did not like that release at all. We'll try out traditional 3. We'll see what that does. It looks a little faster. Plus he has quick draw, so that should help it a little bit. And then on defense, the defense looks a little bit better. Bobby Knight went down to Superstar? I don't think so. I don't know why he went down to Superstar, but he is most certainly an X Factor. So we'll bump him back up to X Factor. The defense, we now have 3 Superstar X Factor defensive tackles. Barkley's an 86 at a safety. That's interesting. McCullum went down to Superstar as well. I'm not having that. Or went down to Star. I'm not having that at all. He's a Superstar development player, so we are going to bump him back up to Superstar. I might have Barkley play at safety. Then have Delpit over there. I need to change Deron Payne back, but also I don't really want to because we still need another edge rusher. So until we get another one, we might as well let Abbott play. The defense looks pretty good. The defense looks pretty darn good. I'm happy with it. The offensive line looks good. We just need maybe another receiver or 2. I really hope that this season goes well, but that's going to be for the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let me know what you thought of the season and the offseason and all that stuff. Next episode is going to be massive. We got a lot of guys to re-sign, and we got to get back to the NFC title game and hopefully to the Super Bowl. We're running out of time. We've only got 4 episodes left before this series is over. We got to win. We haven't even won a Super Bowl yet. We haven't even made a Super Bowl, so we got to get there. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.